Welcome to Bump Love. As a working mother, preparing to go back to work after maternity leave can be a daunting experience. Today we share our experiences preparing to go back to work after the long leave. And I'll start with my experience. Nakawere, a fresh nakawere. I remember for my first din, I had anxiety because I wasn't so used to leaving him. So I always had anxiety. I kept thinking as he fed, just concentrate on work properly, because it was just a maid that I gotten, and I'm the kind who gets, I got a maid after I had the baby. I'm not those women who get a maid through the pregnancy. So I got the maid after the baby. I had just a few moments to get to know how capable she would be. So I wasn't so sure, but it turned out she was really, really good. So the anxiety for me is the problem, and bottle feeding. We worry about the bottles, as she fed right, are they keeping them clean? Because every time you're careless with bottles, infections, that one you're very sure. So for me, bottles, even for my daughter now, I know I have lots of people with experience taking care of her, and it gives me a bit of relief, but it can't be fully at peace with you while you're at work. You can only give a certain percentage. We are sorry, our bosses. We can only give a certain percentage. I will not. The boobs, you know, the heavy milk that will set you thinking. And most times when it comes, they are saying the baby's crying. She must be crying for you now. So you think about it, you're like, oh, is she crying now? And stuff like that. Yeah. So for me, it's a bit difficult. It takes a bit of while to adjust. But yeah. That's my experience.
My personal experience, it was quite interesting, I think, for me, because at the time, like for both my babies, I don't know how that happened. I was either at a place where I was the only person in the department, or I was trying to get a promotion, and so I was acting, or I was trying to prove myself. And that, you know, this pregnancy, this baby got nothing on me. I can do this. Like, tell me what you need done, and I will do it. So I think for both pregnancies, I was actually working during my maternity leave. And then also, you know, coupled with that, my past, like who I am innately, I can't be just there. And life has nothing other than this one thing in my life. Like I'm always doing something else. Like I've never gone on leave for just leave. I will go on leave to go and work somewhere else, or I'll go on leave to go and do an exam. So I'm never just there on a lounge. So so for me, I would go to like big meetings, and I would have the baby with me. If I had like a board, I would not allow the team to go on their own to present to the board. I'd be like, to say what? So I would go with my heavy boobs, and then it felt like it had a level of goodness to be able to say, no, my baby is down in the car, so let me go down and breastfeed. You're feeling as if important, but so that was so at the point of
I used to go and feed.
I used to breastfeed. Like the baby would be down, I would go breastfeed.
So who would the baby be with?
It would depend. I would get a child carer from the cradle. I would get. I also had a professional nanny.
Yeah, that's where I was going, because I remember there is a time when you had a nanny.
Yes, I had a professional. But meanwhile, for her, she used not to come to my home. I used to go to her. Like the baby used to go to her. Like we used to go take the baby to her home.
Okay, and then go about your business.
Go about my business and everything. So, but now this is that time when you're now transitioning. Those first 4 months. So that was for me my experience. I never ever felt like now I'm in maternity. Now I am working. I just continued. I see. As I was continuing to struggle to enter my suits again. Where the zipper stays open, but you can't show. How do they see?
So at the time I was working with NTV as a news anchor, and thankfully for me, I was only doing the anchoring. So during the day I had time to spend with Micah. So I was gone for maybe 4 or 5 hours, and then maybe, you know, his dad was home, or my older sister lived with us after I had my baby, so she was like a really huge support. And then I had my mom. So I really had a very good support system. My biggest concern for me was wardrobe. Like getting back, your clothes before
yes.
pregnancy don't fit. Then you can't wear your
just don't
maternity
want to go
clothes.
back there.
And then you want to wear clothes where you are able to like unbutton and breastfeed like chap chap when you get back home, because boobs are full and you don't want the hassle of now take off. So just finding that balance between my stomach, I am as if hiding, and then like the clothes fit. They're not really maternity clothes, but they're also like clothes that actually fit you. So for me, my biggest pain point was wardrobe. Otherwise, like time apart from Micah, I was fine.
You're so right about the wardrobe.
Well, I remember going back to work, like Najem, I also got a nanny later on, and because I didn't want a live-in nanny, I mean, it had to be a commute, so there was time to prep and what, but luckily, I didn't take too much time, so I got her a month before I had to go back to work. And I decided, because I had that fear, like, how moms like to say, that detachment, how will you go, you leave your child. So I had to literally make a subconscious decision to leave my child. I started going to work while I was still, I was not going to office. I just started to play out, practice to leave home.
Yes, I
Yeah, I used to practice leave home. And my mom used to tell me, I think Rachel Zanho had said before that, I think she used to run away from home or something. So I also used to do that initially. And my mom told me, no, don't do that. It's not nice. Like of course it was just 3-4 months, but let him go through that process. It's part of the natural process of saying bye, and let him understand that you will come back, because you're running away from him. It's like he's wondering, is she coming back? So you also feel you're abandoning me. Yeah. So she always told me, no, but they'll get out of it. It hurts you more than it hurts them. So eventually they'll let go. So that's how I kind of prepped in the beginning, and which helped a lot, because it helped both of us. When I was away, I could now focus my mind on other things, not so much him and wondering what's going on. I made a decision not to pick up my phone to call Alide, Kozatia, Nabie, Abichi. I conscious decision allowed her to take charge, because I feel as moms, if you've decided to leave somebody else to wear your shoes, you should leave them. If you keep on having that thing of have they, then don't leave them with that person. If you can't give up, and I know it's hard for many of us, as moms we are control, but I feel we need to learn. It's not natural, but you need to make a decision and decide, you know what, by the time I've left my baby with this person, I should leave them with this person.
I think that one of the things that would probably give a mother comfort is putting structures in place. So if you have a meal plan for the child, you've given instructions. Let the caretaker do their job. If you've not left structure, then you'll always be like, oh, have they done this? Have they done that? Yeah.
And when she said she would run away, she reminds me of the stimulation, Manuela. If you just say bye to your baby, it said she will know that you have gone to work. Talk to her nicely, tell her, baby, I'm going to work, I'll be back later. And amazingly, because the days when you say it, they don't cry, and the days that you don't say it, they'll have a nasty day. Yeah. So it's.
And don't do boo 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 boo
You want to
say, baby, I'm coming back, darling. Don't worry, I'll be. I miss that. You keep talking and go away.
So one of the things that my nanny used to do for me was she used to send me updates before. Like when you want to call, then you go and reach on your WhatsApp. There's a picture
my baby's fine. Yes.
Like
You're made Muzungu.
When you're about to go back, you want to has he eaten? You go.
Message.
There's some messy eating that was happening, and she will update. Oh, we had a messy meal today, but now we are asleep. And you see his stomach big.
My child
have arrived at mine. That was the only reason I never ever called, because
she came before you.
Before I could want to, and that's one of the things that we do. Like
they do at the cradle. Our phone. Baraka has used the loo. Baraka has eaten.
That's nice though.
Baraka
That's
has
nice.
identified.
Puts parents at ease.
Yes, it does.
It really does.
Yeah, that anxiety. Yeah?
Well, in my case, Asante, who I had after school, I was with Asante for the first 5 years of her life, to be honest, before I got back into, and I guess it also shows in the way they are. I don't know. She's a girl, but for the boys, you talk of going back to work. There's going back to school. There is going back to school. There are no facilities for you to express. So I used to sometimes, those days, you guys have the pumps where, or even now they're electrical.
Yes.
In our days, it had a round bowl. And everyone look at it.
I know that one.
Those days, having the round ball was better than pressing. But you would do this round ball until your hand cannot write.
Cannot squeeze
Please remember, there are lectures that you have to go to. So there was that. And then like for my third born, who I had now at university first year. So second, God keeps us. I was in Nkozi University. It is 83 kilometers from Kampala. I used to wake up on Monday, breastfeed, drive to Nkozi.
What?
Go for classes.
Wow.
Come back to Kampala. No.
You used to go every day?
What are you
What?
talking
From
about?
Nkozi every day?
Yes, please.
What?
That's why I say I'm older, but if I have to do something, I will do it. I would drive to Nkozi, maybe like on Tuesday, because we had, I think, ICT or something, at like a late class that I had to attend. I would say Tuesday to Wednesday. But your breasts take you home.
Yeah.
So
Your hand is tired.
then you squeeze, then you sleep
Nowhere to
with.
keep, there's nowhere
No, you just pour it. You just,
Wow.
Yeah, but I had a lot of breast milk, and when I would get back, he would get onto it. If he feels it's a bit, milk is not good, it starts turning salty. These kiddos, by their boys, can breastfeed. No, he would suck and spit coffee.
What?
He sucks. Then when it gets better, it's like, ooh. In case I had left anything,
Yogurt.
Yes, in case I've left anything that needed to get out, he would at least spit it out, but then come back. And but it was not easy at all. You get the anxiety is there. Please note, he was a bit older, but that feeling of, is he okay? And he was with my parents. And I had Auntie B2, but you never feel settled. Then in class, all of a sudden, you just feel
let down.
exactly. But it feels also very good when you go back to let down. Yeah. Exactly.
That thing of preparing, you talked about breast milk, and I remembered vividly having expressed milk, and my milk was not a lot. So Bambi really expressing milk and keeping it was really, really precious. Like I put them there like prizes. Everyone that I have,
like jewels.
And I would open it and I would look at my milk.
My
and I'm
milk.
Like, wow, Manuela, wow, you have one bottle after a month. Good job. And I would close.
Hold on, you just keep saving it in the fridge.
I would save it in the fridge. In my mind, I'm saving for when I start work.
Okay, yeah.
So, first day of work, I go, and the nanny tells me your milk is not okay. You need to come back. I came back.
I think so.
I tasted it. No, it was in a freezer.
No, it's fine.
But
I also stored milk for a month before I went back to work.
But
Is it?
Yeah.
But I was not
Expressing.
regularizing umeme. That's the problem.
Yeah, I also got a problem.
So here she tells me, taste your milk. It's not okay. I taste it and it's salty.
Salty,
I tested
yes.
every bottle that I had expressed. They were all salty. I just fell in front of the fridge and cried.
Yeah.
My baby's so
Cried.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Ladies, we have shared our experiences. Please share with us how you prepared to go back to work after your maternity leave. And have you signed up for your pre-EduSafe policy? Remember to go and visit www.prudential.ug to get started. Till next time, with love from Bamplab.